It is so exciting to see so many people joining the Facebook group. Although there's a part of me that's a little sad though, because it also means that there's a lot of people who are in the same situation where we are and are looking for help.
Yeah, there are so many topics to talk about. And, my mom has Alzheimer's, so that's dear to my heart. I'm already trying to line up a lot of different people to talk about that and do interviews on that. So bear with us because a lot of the big topics are going to be coming in the near future. But we'll go kind of lighthearted tonight and talk about something that's kind of funny and kind of hair raising, want to pull your hair out about
Right, exactly. So sometimes you just have to either laugh or you might cry or just get really, really frustrated.
We're talking about email and social media.
If your parents are on social media or hopefully they're probably trying to navigate through email as well, they're just challenges, besides just clicking on links that you don't want them to click on in emails because then they get potentially scammed. And that's a whole nother video probably there. Mm-hmm. All the scams that they can fall prey to. Mm-hmm. But just even like your dad recently got his Facebook account hacked again.
Yeah, basically all of his friends, and he doesn't have that many on Facebook, but all of his friends got requests to friend somebody who said it was his name with his picture. There's a name for that. I don't even know what it is. Phishing or scamming. It doesn't matter what it is. But people tried to do that to my dad, and he didn't know it. But I got a request, so I knew what was going on.
You knew you were already friends with him.
Yeah, I knew I was already friends with my dad. So I went in. I had his email, of course. I had his password. I went in, checked a couple things, see who did it. Alerted the people who had already friended him. It was like 5 of the people who'd already friended this joker. But the biggest thing, biggest thing to think about, I know it kind of sounds simple, is to know your parents' passwords. Mm-hmm. Know what the account is, know the password, so you can get in and you can fix things. Because every once in a while, I'll be on the phone with my dad. Yeah, Dad. Okay, up at the top.
Click here. Look for the 3 dots.
And he's like, oh, I've messed it up again. Let me start over. I'm like, oh, no. It's so much easier, whether it's email with my dad or your mom or Facebook with either one of them. It's so much easier if you can go in and fix it yourself. It just takes a lot of the stress out of the equation.
Well, and with Facebook, one of the things that I found is that my mom would always comment and say, oh, Mike sent me a great picture again. And I said, Mike sent you a picture. And he said, oh, and so else did too. And I said, I don't think he was emailing you pictures. And then I finally realized she was getting Facebook notifications every time Mike posted something. And I'm not even really sure how she got that set up. And I know she doesn't know how she got that set up.
It was only me.
It was only him. So she always thought he was sending her something personal, but it went to Facebook. And so I finally went in because then other people she was getting notifications for too. I actually went in and asked her if it was okay, because it is tricky. You don't want to start doing things necessarily without their permission. Yeah. But I went in and I actually turned off the notifications so that she wasn't getting that and thinking, oh, Mike sent me another picture. Mm-hmm. And so that was just one little thing that I did that certainly keeps her email a lot quieter. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think she ever gets on Facebook anymore because of that, because she doesn't really know how to get on without having that link to click on. So again, some of those are just things to sort of think about and figure out. And, I have a whole page of my mom's passwords, and strangely, she still ends up changing them sometimes and not realizing it. So I have to go in and change them back. But just being able to help them is so much easier sometimes just to go in and do it than it is to, as you mentioned, to try to walk them through it.
Because again, it's so often that it happens. It probably happens to you, but it happens to us where they get an email. There's something wrong. Mm-hmm. And because it's with my dad, it's just because of technology. He wants a little bit of help. With your mom, she needs help in other ways, but they need help. And rather than trying to talk to them on the phone and say, okay, read it to me. Okay, what does that mean?
Who's it really from?
Yeah, who's it really from? Check the address and stuff like that. It's just easier to go click. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's scam. Don't worry about it, Dad. That type of thing.
So many different issues. And again, we want to empower our parents to try to do the things that they feel comfortable. But when there are those little issues, what are the things that we can do that might make our lives easier in some ways, because we can just go in and fix it really quickly for them. And, and I'm sure that there are some days that, I'm asking my son or daughter how to use the remote control, because that's new and not something I'm used to doing as well. And so, our parents aren't used to the technology. And so, we have to give them a little grace and certainly be able to help them and be watching for those things like their account getting hacked and, things like that just are sometimes inevitable.
Just make it easier on everybody.
If you have other ideas for suggestions of videos, we want to be able to interview other experts and be able to bring them in on topics that you find interesting and helpful. And also, if you have questions, post them in the group.
Mhm.
We had somebody just yesterday who asked a question about, hey, I'm looking for some online activities, virtual activities for my parent. And already we had people giving resources, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Lots
That's
of great
exactly what we
ideas.
want to do.
Exactly. It's a great group. Hope you continue to enjoy it.